Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the class. Today, we will start a new chapter in history, and that is your 10th chapter. This is the last chapter, and the name of the chapter is India After Independence. So, as we have discussed in the previous chapter, how how Indians fought against the British rule, what was the Indian national movement, and how it got its independence on 15th of August 1947. But here, you must remember that we got independence uh, with a cost, and the cost was the partition of the country. The country was partitioned by the British into two countries, that is India and Pakistan. So when we got independence, at that time, one more important important event was happening, that is uh, to make these two nations. And in order to this, what happened, that the Hindus who were living in India, they had to Hindus who were living in Pakistan, they had to come to India, and Muslims who were living in India, they had to go to Pakistan. So this displacement of population started to take place, but this was very painful because there was no planning for this displacement of population. It was totally unplanned, and so much violence occurred in this displacement. So many people were died, so many mishappening, so many incidents took place, uh, and we find that one more problem created in this regard, and that is the problem of refugees. Now, as we have seen, as we have discussed, that Hindus who were living in Pakistan, now they have to leave that country, because now it was told that their country is India. So now they are coming to India. So these people are now refugees, because they are not coming with their jobs, they are not coming with their houses, they are only coming with their movable property like jewelry, cash. Other than that, they can not carry anything like their house or their job, their source of livelihood. Everything was left at that place where they used to live. So now they were refugees in this country, and you can just see the number of refugees. 8 million refugees came into the country. So now this was one of the biggest challenge for the government to to manage these refugees. They were kept in refugee camps, and they were to be rehabilitated, and this caused a lot of trouble for the government of India. So we are presently doing what problems or what challenges the government was facing आफ्टर गेटिंग इंडिपेंडेंस. तो पहला चैलेंज यही है कि रेफ्यूजीज को कैसे मैनेज किया जाए, है ना. देन देर वॉज अनदर प्रॉब्लम, एंड दैट वॉज अबाउट द इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ princely estates. What we find that it one of the most important consequences of the revolt of 1857 was that it was decided that by the British authority that there will be no more annexation. ठीक है. एनेक्सेशन अब आगे नहीं होगा. जिन जो टेरिटरीज इंडिया के ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी ने एनेक्स कर लिया था बिफोर 1857, दैट इज फाइनल. देयर विल नॉट बी एनी मोर एनेक्सेशन. ओके. तो अब जब एनेक्सेशन नहीं होगा आगे, तो इसका ये मतलब हुआ कि द कंट्री वाज एक्चुअली इन टू पार्ट्स आफ्टर 1857. वन पार्ट वाज नोन एज ब्रिटिश इंडिया, that is those territories which were annexed by the East India Company before 1857, and the another part was known as princely estates, those territories which were not annexed by the British company till 1857, and they were never annexed by the British authority. उनको अनेक्स कभी किया ही नहीं गया. ये princely states, these princely states were under the rule of a king, or we can say Raja or Nawab or Nizam, by any name they may be known. जो प्रिंसली स्टेट्स हैं उनका जो हेड है वो राजा हुआ करता था, बट इट डज नॉट मीन कि द प्रिंसली स्टेट्स वर completely free or independent. No, it's not like that. The princely states, they were also under the British crown only. But this mm, control of British crown was somehow indirect. थोड़ा सा कुछ मामलों में उनको ऑटोनॉमी मिली हुई थी, बट दे वर ऑल्सो अंडर द ब्रिटिश रूल. बट अगर हम देखें तो जो जो पार्ट एनेक्स हो गया था बिफोर 1857, दैट इज नोन एज ब्रिटिश इंडिया, एंड जो एनेक्स नहीं हुआ था वो प्रिंसली स्टेट्स कहलाए. एंड ऐसे प्रिंसली स्टेट्स उस समय जब इंडिया आज़ाद हुआ, एट दैट टाइम देर वर मोर देन 500 प्रिंसली स्टेट्स इन इंडिया. ओके. एंड नाउ जो गवर्नमेंट ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट ने, ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट ने जो इंडिया को आज़ादी दी एक एक्ट बना करके, द इंडिपेंडेंस ऑफ इंडिया एक्ट ऑफ 1947, इसमें ये कहा गया कि द द प्रिंसली स्टेट्स हैज़ दे हैव थ्री ऑप्शंस, है ना. उनके सामने तीन ऑप्शन है. इधर दे कैन ज्वाइन इंडिया, और दे कैन ज्वाइन पाकिस्तान, और दे कैन रिमेन इंडिपेंडेंट. ठीक है. सो now, this was one of the biggest challenge in front of the government of India to integrate all these 500, more than 500 princely states. है ना. 500 से भी ज़्यादा जो princely states हैं उनको कैसे integrate किया जाए. So that was another problem which the country was facing. So we are doing these things कि क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम्स फेस कर रहा था. एक तो रेफ्यूजीज को मैनेज करना, रिहेबिलिटेट करना, दूसरा प्रिंसली स्टेट्स को इंटीग्रेट करना. And now we see what problem was country, what another problem the country was facing, the problem of unity, because India is a country of diversity, as you have read about this in from class 6 onwards. आप ये पढ़ रहे हो कि इंडिया का एक बहुत ही important जो feature है, that is unity, unity in diversity, है ना. So diversity, we are diverse nation. People belonging to different caste, different religion, different culture, traditions are living together. People speak different language. So people are different to each other on so many basis, है ना. इतने सारे बेसिस हैं जिनके आधार पे हम देख रहे हैं कि लोग जो हैं उनके उनके बीच में डिफरेंसेस हैं. सो how to bring unity, है ना. There is we find there is lack of unifying factor in India. Neither language, nor religion, nor culture, nothing was there which was uniform among the people. So it was a great challenge for the government to bring unity in the country, to maintain unity in the country because of diversity. Then again, the next problem the country was facing at that time was the problem of development. है ना. We were under the British rule, and under the British rule, uh, we were exploited economically, है ना. इकोनॉमिक एक्सप्लॉयटेशन हमारा हुआ था. जो लाइक एग्रीकल्चर, अगर हम देखें तो एग्रीकल्चर कोई डेवलपमेंट पे ध्यान नहीं दिया. द गवर्नमेंट, ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट हैज़ नॉट पेड एनी अटेंशन टू द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ economy, like the peasants were totally dependent on monsoon, and the monsoon is highly unpredictable and uncertain. So how so this affected the agricultural growth and development of the country. And industrial development was also not was also not given any importance by the British government. And we see that there was people who were not having any access to education और हेल्थ केयर, है ना. सो वी फाइंड दैट the country, the people were facing the problem of poverty, unemployment. So all these were also problem. We can collectively call it the problem of development. Okay, so then next we find that our leaders were very much concerned about bringing development and unity with social justice, with equality. It was not like the government was only concerned for development. If the government was only concerned for development, then it can be achieved very easily. But what was the concern of the government, that we don't need to uh, we don't need to be developed on the cost of the poor people of the country, or the lower caste of the people, people of the lower caste of the country. सबको साथ लेकर चलना है, and each and everyone should get equal benefit from the development. Then only we can become a developed country. So that was the motto, ki development with unity, development with social justice. Okay, so these were the problem. And now we find that another problem was there, another challenge was there, that was need of a constitution. Because now our country was our country has become an independent country, है ना. And because now we were independent, so we needed a rule book through which, according to which we can make rules, है ना. तो constitution, as you have read in your first chapter in civics, that what is constitution? Constitution is a collection of rules through which the governance of a country is done, है ना. तो कंट्री के गवर्नेंस के लिए जो रूल्स होते हैं, वो उसी को कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कहते हैं. तो जब इंडिया को आज़ादी मिल गई, तो अब ये सामने सवाल हुआ कि हमें कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन भी चाहिए होगा. एंड हियर यू मस्ट नो दैट during the Second World War, Italy has declared that India will be given autonomy. India will be given independence after the end of the Second World War. So now it was clear that when the Second World War will end, India will get uh, independence. You know, so we find that before becoming independent country, this effort of constitution making started. Constituent assembly was formed on the basis of indirect elections, and its first meeting was held on 9th of December 1946. And the people, the representatives of the people who were the member of constituent assembly, who were given this task of constitution making, they started their work from 9 December 1946 onwards, and the constitution was ready on 26th of November 1949. But the constitutions were implemented only on 26th of January 1930, because our constitution makers, our national leaders, they were very much of the opinion that we must commemorate the first Independence Day of India, which was celebrated on 26th of January 1930, after the Lahore meeting, which was held under the chairmanship of presidency of पंडित नेहरू, है ना. तो ये हमने पहले वाले चैप्टर में इसको डिस्कस किया हुआ है. सो द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया वाज इम्प्लीमेंटेड ऑन 26th of January 1950. And now we will see the important features of the constitution. So, the first and the most important feature of our constitution was the adoption of universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise, you know the meaning, because we have discussed all these in civics. In civics, also, you have read about the important features of the Indian Constitution. So, according to this, this is the concept, this is the idea of universal adult franchise. It means franchise means right to vote, and adult means एक certain एज फिक्स कर दी जाती है, जिससे ऊपर के जो उस एज से जो ऊपर होते हैं उनको एडल्ट माना जाता है, एंड उसके नीचे जो होते हैं वो दे आर नॉट एडल्ट. So at the time of constitution making, it was fixed at 21. Later on, it was reduced to 18. So those who are those Indian citizens who are above the age of 21 was given this right to vote. They can exercise their right to vote in the elections of state legislature and parliament. So we see that this was a very revolutionary step, uh, because we find that even the developed countries like United Nations and United Kingdom and United States of America, this universal adult franchise was not accepted. In these countries, we find that first only men of property were given right to vote. Those men who were having property, and then step by step it happened. Then men who were educated, they were given right to property, and then all the male members of the society got this right to vote after a long struggle. And not only this, uh, the women the women had to fight a long battle in order to get this right to vote. In America and Britain, in both these countries, the women had to fight a battle in order to get the right to vote. But in our country, what we find that this right was given to all without any consideration of property or education or gender. And everyone was given right to vote. This is called universal adult franchise. It was a revolutionary step. Why? Because no country has given right to vote to all its citizens without any discrimination in such a way, which in which India had given it. Okay, and now we see the second feature of the constitution. The second feature of the constitution is equality before law. We all are equal before law. People may belong to different caste or religion, but they all are equal in the eyes of law. Though we find that there were some leaders in Constituent Assembly as well, who wanted that India should be based on Hindu ideals and India should be become a Hindu state. है ना. Like they wanted that just like Pakistan, we should also be a religious state. है ना, कि पाकिस्तान जो है वो क्या है, एक इस्लामिक कंट्री है, और द कंट्री is there to protect and further the interest of a particular religious community, that is Muslim. But the the Indian leaders were not ready to accept it. Like Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the prime minister at that time, he was of the opinion that India could not and must not become a Hindu Pakistan. हमें पाकिस्तान के जैसा नहीं बनना है. We don't need to follow Pakistan. Okay, and in our country, it's not that only Hindus and Muslims are there. Other than Hindus and Muslims, there are some communities like Sikh, Christians, Parsis, Jains. So, what was very much important for our country, for the unity of the country, that all the religions must be given equal status and equal importance. No religion will be given any kind of priority. All religion are same for the government. The government has no official religion. It was decided. Okay, and that is why our country is a secular country. है ना. We are a secular country. We are not a religious country. And all the people who are living in the country, they have same rights as Hindus, the same opportunities when it comes to seeking jobs in government or the private sector, the same rights before the law. हर कुछ में आपको बराबर है. किसी भी चीज़ में ऐसा नहीं होगा कि हिंदूज को किसी भी तरह से प्रायोरिटी दी जाएगी. ठीक है. तो दिस इज आर सेकेंड फीचर. Okay, So we will continue with this discussion in the next class. We will do more features of the constitution of our country.